Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be comparing two different curl defining brushes. One I have been using for a while and the other I just received in the mail. So I want to see the difference between these two, and maybe it could help you make a decision if you're trying to figure out which curl defining brush is right for you, your curls, and what you're trying to achieve. I'll be splitting my curls down the middle, and on this half, I'm going to be using the brush that I've been using for quite a while now. This one is from the brand Curlganix. I absolutely love it. It glides through my hair super smooth, and this one is known to leave you with larger clumps, giving you a bit more ringlets and less separation. For this half of my curls, I'll be using the new brush I got. This one is from Bounce Curl. They have a couple different brushes depending on what you're trying to achieve. And the one that I got is for volume definition. And as you can see, this brush has these prongs on the end that help to separate your hair so that it's less clumped up. It will split them into thinner, smaller pieces, which in turn will reduce the amount of weight on the curl clumps and can potentially help lift a bit more at the root for added volume and height. So here we go. I'm starting with freshly washed hair. The only product I have in right now is a leave-in conditioner. I've already combed through with a wide tooth comb and a wet brush, so it's nice and smooth and easy to work with. Every time I style my curls, I keep my spray bottle handy. You want to make sure that your hair stays pretty wet while you're applying your product and you are working on style and definition. Some people like to apply product in sections at a time. I like to apply it throughout my entire head first before I start working on smaller sections. I like to add a part, then we're going to work in sections. Starting on this side, this is the Curlganix brush, the one that I've been using. And we're just going to go from underneath. You want to make sure that you lift up and out away from the root, away from your scalp, and then pull tight and give it a slight curl under at the end. And then what I like to do is place my fingers at the root just to give it a nice little shake and let the curls take their own natural form. And then I'll scrunch from the bottom. And here's my first run with this brush. We're going to go on the opposite side. It's smooth. And we're going to pull from the root up and out and let the prongs on the side separate those clumps. I'm going to shake, squeeze, and that's it. Now I'm going to speed it up and I'll check back in. Okay, so we're halfway through. I'm going to re-wet these new sections again. I already applied the product in the beginning, so I'm not going to add any more. And here I go in on this side with the Curlganix brush. Once again, this is the one I used to use, and it gives you somewhat larger clumps. So I'm working underneath, and I'm going to pull up and out away from my scalp, create some tension, and give it a little flip at the end. Shake loose and scrunch. Other side, new brush, working underneath, pulling up and out, creating some tension. And as you can see, I'm pulling my hair through the prongs on the side to separate the clumps. A little twist at the bottom. I'm going to shake this out and let my waves and curls take their natural form and give them a little scrunch. All right, so I've finished defining each side with the brushes. Now I'm going to add a little bit of gel to seal in the curls. And now it's time to diffuse. So after diffusing, I like to use a little bit of oil to break up any crunchy cast that I might have from gel and other products. So just a little bit on the palms, and I'm going to go back in. I like to run my fingers by my scalp, give a little lift, combat any weight from the product or the dampness of the hair. And there you have it. On this side, I use the brush that leaves me with somewhat larger curl clumps. And on this side, I use the one that separates them into thinner, more divided strands. And I don't know if you can tell the difference in a slight bit more volume over here, lifted at the root, than there is on this side. But all in all, they're not too different from one another. I suppose if you like larger clumps and more piecey look, I would go with the Curlganix. If you want thinner, more piecey curls, less weight, and more volume, I would go with the volume version of the Bounce Curl brush that has the thinner divisions along the edge. And the cool thing about this brush is that you can also use the end to add your parts as you're going through your sections. So Curlganix and Bounce Curl both are wonderful. I love each of them. I think it just depends on the look you're trying to go for the day. So let me know in the comments if you notice any difference at all from your end of the screen. And if you end up trying these, tell me which one you prefer and what you love about it. I would like to see your before and afters as well.